I never thought my own sister would try to ruin my wedding day. We grew up sharing secrets, stealing each other's clothes, but I never imagined she'd steal my spotlight. When she showed up wearing a white gown, the entire room went silent. People whispered, cameras pointed not at me, but at her. I felt my heart sink. My husband squeezed my hand, trying to calm me, but deep down I knew this wasn't a mistake. She did it on purpose. What she didn't know, though, was that I had already planned something she'd never forget. My name's Emily. And I've always been the quiet one in the family. My older sister Jessica was the loud, confident, and beautiful one. The kind of girl who walks into a room and everyone turns to look. I adored her growing up. I really did, but the older we got, the more I realized that her charm came with a price. Attention had to revolve around her. Or else, when I got engaged to my college sweetheart, Ryan, I was over the moon. It was everything I had dreamed of. Ryan was kind, stable, and most importantly, he saw me. For the first time, I didn't feel like I was living in Jessica's shadow. But from the very beginning, Jessica had something to say about every detail of the wedding. The dress is a little plain, don't you think? The flowers are cute if you're going for a backyard vibe. She laughed at the playlist, the cake, even the venue. At first, I brushed it off. That was just her way. But deep down, I knew what was coming. As the wedding day approached, my mom mentioned that Jessica had been acting odd. She says she's having trouble finding a dress. Mom told me, she doesn't want to upstage you. That should have been comforting, right? But I knew my sister too well. When Jessica said she didn't want attention, that's exactly when she planned to take it. The morning of my wedding arrived. Everything was perfect. The sun was glowing through the stained glass windows. My hair was curled just the way I wanted, and my bridesmaids looked stunning. And then she walked in. Jessica wearing a sparkling white gown, cream, not silver, not champagne white, almost bridal white. I remember hearing the collective gasp from my guests. The music hadn't even started yet, and she had already stolen the room. My mother froze. Ryan's mom looked horrified. And Jessica, she smiled, that smug, innocent smile that said, "What? I didn't know." I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry, but I didn't. Because I knew something she did and single quotes T. 3 nights before the wedding. One of Jessica's friends, who secretly liked me better, sent me a text. Jess says she's gonna wear white to see how you handle it. Just thought you should know. At first, I didn't believe it. But then I thought, maybe this time, I wouldn't just let her win, so I came up with a plan. Fast forward to the ceremony. As the music started, I took a deep breath and walked down the aisle. My heart was pounding, but not from nerves, from the anticipation of what was about to happen. Jessica was sitting in the front row, smiling like she owned the place. The ceremony was beautiful. Ryan looked at me like I was the only person in the world, and for a moment, I forgot she was even there. Until the reception. That's when I took the microphone. Before we begin dinner, I said, my voice steady, I just want to thank my sister Jessica for being here today. The crowd clapped politely. She smiled sweetly, pretending to be humble. She looks beautiful tonight, doesn't she? I continued. When I saw her in that gorgeous white dress, I couldn't help but think how fitting it is for what's coming next. Her smile froze. Because you see, I said, glancing at the big screen behind me, Jessica has always been a big part of my story, so it's only fair she's part of the wedding slideshow too. The lights dimmed. The slideshow began our childhood photos, teen years, vacations, until it shifted. The next slide showed screenshots, texts, messages, between Jessica and my ex-fiancé, the man I was supposed to marry 2 years before I met Ryan. They had dated secretly behind my back for months. She had told everyone I was too sensitive when I found out. She made me look like the crazy one. But now, everyone was reading her own words on the screen. Her confessions. Her lies. Her betrayal. Jessica turned pale. The guests were silent, mouths open. My mom covered her face in shock. Ryan squeezed my hand and whispered, "You're incredible." The slideshow ended with one final picture. Jessica and me as kids, arms around each other, smiling, and underneath it, a single caption, "Some lessons take time, but forgiveness takes power." I looked at her directly and said, "I forgive you, Jess, but I won't let you steal my life anymore." The room erupted in applause, not out of mockery, but out of pure, stunned respect. Jessica ran out crying. And me, I finally felt free. That night, after all the guests had left, I sat with Ryan under the fairy lights outside the venue. The music was still faintly playing in the background. He looked at me and said, You know, you didn't have to do that. I smiled. I know. But she needed to understand that I'm not the same girl she used to control. He laughed softly. Remind me never to mess with you. I rested my head on his shoulder and whispered, she wore white to my wedding, but I finally got to wear peace. Sometimes, revenge isn't about hurting someone back, it's about finally standing tall when they expect you to fall. My sister's white dress didn't ruin my day. It made me realize how strong I've become. What would you have done if someone tried to steal your moment? Would you have stayed quiet or taken your power back like I did? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love true stories of karma, betrayal, and redemption, hit subscribe for more, because the best stories are always the real ones.